One more time. What's good, everybody? What's good? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all already know. Hold on a minute. What a night, what a night, what a night. Woo! And then I gotta shake it off. Doot, 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 doot. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. And if you're here, it's time for the bottom line. What's good, everybody? It is, yes, hump day. What is it? I think we at Wednesday, the 19th. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. What's good, everybody up under the sound of my voice? I hope y'all having a good morning. Y'all woke up this morning, so of course you are. Y'all already know what it is. Take me in there. Wake up, wake up. It's time to get up. It's time to get up. It's time for the bottom line. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. Let me get this camera right, because we got a lot of topics to follow up with this morning. I see we got some members in the building early. We got Bill Andy up in here. We got Batty Lynn up in here early. We got Rebecca Lon is a new member. Welcome to the bottom line with a gem glove. Thank you so much for joining, Rebecca. We thank you so much. Good morning, Grand Rapids, Michigan. We got a new member, y'all. Clap it up for the new member. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Everybody that comes on board right here, we really appreciate that, because we want to get more people on board, because this is the #1 show on YouTube in the morning. That's right. I like to stay turned up, because why? Because we made it another day, y'all. We made it another day. Salute to us. Everybody out there up under the sound of my voice. Hope everybody's good. Like I always tell you, do me a favor, let me know where you're chiming in from, because we like to get news and content from where you're chiming in from. This way we have a perfect dialogue. We got so much to cover today. I got to be honest with you guys. I see Batty Lynn is up in there clapping it up. She's just representing with her glove. You know what I'm saying? Member, definitely doing her thing. We got Rebecca. Again, I say thank you for joining today. Thank you for joining. All the new members in the building, y'all salute. Definitely going to make sure that we get you guys all the perks, all of the promo tees and stuff like that. Rebecca, definitely going to be hollering at you. Check me out in the email address. We definitely going to talk. But you know what we got to do. We got work to get into. We got so much to cover. We got a full clip, and I definitely want to get to work. Why? Because that's what we do here at the bottom line. We got a lot of titles. We got Trump with the revoking of Biden's security detail. We got the eggs to talk about. We got Pete Hegseth. We got a lot to get into today. So I just want to make sure that everybody here having a fantastic morning. Again, like I said, we made it another day, so why wouldn't we be? So with that being said, let me not waste any more time. Let me get into this thumbnail. Let's go. What do we have here? Trump cancels Biden's security service detail. That's right, y'all. Not only did he cancel Hunter Biden, but also, I think her name is Ashley, or the daughter, canceled her detail as well, because he found out yesterday. Remember, at the Kennedy station, one of the reporters said, do you know that Hunter Biden's in South Africa right now with 19 security details? He said, I'm going to look into that. Next, not even 20 hours later, boom, revoked. Let's keep on going, because we have much more sub-stories to go into. President Putin demands the Western weaponry support into Ukraine. As you heard 2 days ago, Ukraine soldiers were swamped. They were being surrounded, so they had to make some sort of a deal. President Trump stepped in and talked to the Ukraine, talked to Putin, and said, look, we want to do a ceasefire. Putin is now saying the only way we're not going to keep it moving forward is if you stop supplying weapons and support to Ukraine. And also he wants the UK to do the same thing. So it seems like Vladimir might be getting his way. This war might be over. Also, let's keep on moving forward. We have another sub-story where the Israelis have an airstrike that kills over 300 people in Gaza, despite their ceasefire. So yes, they had a ceasefire up, but as you can see, they're still doing airstrikes. We got a lot to get into today. I don't want to take too much time. I want to make sure you guys see what's going on with the economy first. That's more important, more pertinent to what we have going on. So I want to get into these eggs. Even though I don't eat them, still want you guys to know what's going on with the prices and where we're looking right now as far as the economy goes with the prices of eggs. So we're going to let the chickens hatch and going to see what's going on right now with these egg prices, because we have some new updated information that says that egg prices should be going down. So here we go. Let's get into it, you guys.
Inflation, it's been steady as she goes. Now, the debate, of course, is how inflationary tariffs will ultimately be, how inflationary the migration policies will ultimately be for this market. And on that score, you probably haven't heard a lot about egg prices lately. Believe it or not, they have pulled back a lot, which is probably why you haven't heard from them. They're well below where they were at the inauguration. I'm going to bring in now two of the smartest guys I know. Ringmack, head of economic research, Neil Dуда, along with academic securities, head of macro strategy, Peter Chair. Guys, I'm glad you know each other very well. So this is not about eggs per se, but eggs are considered inelastic. Usually higher prices doesn't mean much in terms of demand, but it feels like even eggs found a level that people said, no, I'm not going to pay you $9 for a carton of eggs. And if it can happen to eggs, I wonder how easily, Neil, will they be able to pass prices on? Like, you hear folks talk about, like, okay, the tariffs are simply going to be passed on to consumers. I'm not buying it.
Well, I don't either, but I think the administration, Charles, had a really interesting plan for eggs, which is just let the chickens hatch eggs. And now we're reaping the windfall of that. And as you mentioned, I think it's interesting that nobody's talking about it. But remember, for your listeners, that's going to take, 30-40% drop in egg prices is probably going to take about a tenth off of headline inflation in a month. So that's a pretty...
In a month, they're talking about in a month, guys. Maybe in a month it'll go down. Not right now, not currently. Because we're still
big
feeling
move for one category. But I agree with you that, look, consumer incomes are slowing down.
Right.
So companies won't be able to just pass on higher prices. Right. They're going to have to eat the cost.
The only company...
That's really smart right there, because we were thinking that before. Since the tariffs are going to be implemented, we're the consumers. All they're going to do is pass that on to us. You guys actually were right when you said that, but guess what? The fact that those prices are ridiculous, the consumers are now saying, forget it, we're not even buying it. So guess what? Now the people that are selling, they're having to bite the bullet in order to even sell the eggs. So instead of them trying to pass the buck on to the consumer, the person that's selling it has to take less in order for them to even stay in business. That's what's actually happening right now. I like that, because instead of them trying to keep on passing these prices off into the consumer, they're taking a bite of it, and we're not having to feel the whole bite of the entire situation here.
I heard that really was confident about it was AutoZone. I guess maybe the average car is 14 years old, so you know what, you got to fix the jalopy, you got to fix it. But other than that, it's, someone's gonna, a lot of folks are gonna have to eat this along the way.
Yeah, I think the people who are exporting are probably going to eat some of it. I don't think as much as they did during Trump 1.0, where China certainly ate a lot of it. And I think it's going to be very product specific. So, you have certain qualities of steel that really aren't produced in the U.S. They will probably try and pass that on because there is no U.S. alternative. And I think that's going to be really the battleground. Are the tariffs enough to make the U.S. competitive? Do we have the spare capacity where it's good? We move on.
So I was reading a op-ed this morning, and I never heard this word before. Autarkic.
Okay, so that's the eggs right there. Not too much to go on that, but I just wanted to make sense of what they were saying, which is, again, tariffs onto us. It's going to basically be put onto the consumer, but that's not exactly what's happening, you guys. As you can see, people are pushing back. All right, y'all want to make those damn eggs so expensive? We not even buying them. And now they're like, damn, we got to lower these prices. That's actually good. That's actually a good thing right there, because we're pushing back. It's just like the damn thing I say with them damn potato chips. Using 50-cent bag potato chips now, putting about 10 potato chips in the bag, filling them up with the rest just being air, and charging us damn near, almost $2 for a bag of potato chips? It's ridiculous out there. More pushback, successful. I like that. I think that was a good thing. What we got here? Bill Andy, your country can get through through this thing this thing will even out. We got Chad that says it's just a tax point blank. Batty Lynn, wait a minute, we got something up here going on with Bill. What up? We got Betty Spaghetti. That still has a very negative effect on small business. Yes, it does, because now they have to incur those rates. You're right about that, Betty. Bill Andy, egg prices have dropped as well as gas prices over the last 5 days. Okay, Bill Andy. Okay, all right. So you guys are onto this. You see what's happening, and you're actually paying attention to the market. I see that. That's fantastic. All right, cool. I still got more on this, because now the CEOs are saying that they've already lowered the gas prices. That's what Bill Andy said as well. We're just trying to keep up with the times for the people that don't know what's going on. I think some of these situations are going to start to level off within the next 30 days if they're not already lowering now, like Bill said, in the past 5 days.
Trump is set to meet with oil and gas executives this week with his steel and aluminum tariffs now in effect. Reciprocal tariffs are coming on April 2nd. The oil and gas industries rely heavily on those imports. And joining me now with a look ahead is the chairman and CEO of Red Apple Group, United Refining Company, and Gristedes and D'Agostino Supermarkets, John Catsimatidis. John, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. What do you want to see discussed at that meeting between President Trump and the oil and gas executives? Will you be there, John?
No, I was not invited. Let's see what happens, because I do a lot of business in Canada. And in effect, in Canada, in April 2nd, no tariffs until April 2nd on oil. And the fact is, nobody's wrote a check yet. I think President Trump is waiting to sit down with the Canadians, and he sat down with Doug Ford many times already. I think both people want to make a deal. So I predict there will be a deal with Canada at some point, and hopefully it's before anybody has to write a check for tariffs.
Okay, so you don't even think these tariffs are going to go through with Canada and Mexico, because you think there will be a deal with both, or just Canada?
I think I don't know much about Mexico, but I think President Trump wants to make a deal before they have to push the button.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, because, of course, these are our friends to the north and south, and you've got the USMCA deal already in place.
So we got Mexico oil imports 25%, Canada energy imports 10% plus, and all other imports are 25%. China additional 10%, and total 20% overall. Yeah, so if this goes into effect on the 2nd, going to have another wave of risks that we're going to feel. Straight up, if this happens. Hopefully we get some of this stuff negotiated before the 2nd, is what the gentleman from Red Apple was saying. Okay, I'm in the comments now. What do you guys have to say about this? Because we out here spending our money. Betty Spaghetti, the Canadians have nothing to say about being replaced by 400 million migrants, but they freak out over tariffs. LOL. We got Joe Brewster that says gas is down in South Carolina. Groceries are up a little though. Okay, thanks, Joe. Bill Andy, Batty Lynn, you are right. A major city 200 miles from me has gone up on eggs crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Gas prices by me haven't. That's what Rebecca said. And then we got Betty that said, LOL, my sister-in-law was just ranting about potato chips. See, I'm right. I told you. Yeah, she needs to come on and join, because we can have some fun talking about them potato chips. What was she saying? Tell me. Was she talking about how there's only a little bit in the bag and how it's a bunch of air and how they making us buy it? That's what we need to keep on doing. Push back, because guess what? Talk about it. Open the bag on video now. Let's do a new TikTok where we're making it go viral, where we're opening the bag and dumping out the chips, right? And just showing the price and saying, is this worth it? That's the new type of TikTok we need to be starting to make. Stuff like that to slap Wise in the face, and Utz and Bonton and all of them people who ever make potato chips. We need to slap them in the face. When you don't say anything, they keep on doing it. Give me another. Give me another. And that's what we're doing. Why don't nobody want to push back? Just go up in the store. Now we got to buy 2 bags or 3 bags of potato chips for it to match. Don't get me on the potato chips rant. We're talking about tariffs here. We got to keep on going.
Which he was very proud of when he first did it, but of course he had the opportunity to redo it, and that's what he's doing. I spoke with the Energy Secretary, Chris Wright, last week about the president's Northeast natural gas pipeline and how it could reduce costs for New Yorkers. I want to get your take on this. Watch.
I think it's highly likely that this pipeline, there's a couple of them actually get done.
That's the one that we were talking about that he's gonna that's that Kathy's gonna utilize to get her congestive pricing going, because we not stupid. We know the deal. She's got something he want, and he got something that she need. She need that bread, and he need that pipeline. Let's keep it moving, because guess what? This is the part that I told you. Putin got all of those Ukrainians surrounded, his army, and now he's like, look, I'm demanding, y'all want me to end this war? Y'all want me not to, these here? We're going to end this war, right? But stop giving them weapons. Don't support them anymore. That's what Putin is saying. That's what he's saying. What we got right here, Betty Spaghetti, that's insane, Bill. Bill Andy said chips are averaging $1 to $1.50 per ounce. That is ridiculous. Okay, Betty Spaghetti said she was so mad at her Lay's Ruffles. See, she's right though. Sounds good on potato chips. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But we got Joe Brewster. More air in the bags have been happening since the 80s. We've been complaining it doesn't change. Yeah, but we gotta stop buying it. That's what we do. Joe T. Bar of Snickers costs almost $3 now. That's ridiculous. Betty Spaghetti, she was saying the exact same thing. So I know we on point over here, because we're the consumers. They're kicking us in the head with these prices. They don't care. They're gonna keep on putting it on top. Keep on putting it on top. They don't care what they're gonna do. Now let's get to Putin and what he's saying about this war.
Trump's heavily trailed phone call with Vladimir Putin hasn't led to Moscow signing up to a 30-day ceasefire in Russia's ongoing war with its neighbor. In fact, the 90-minute conversation seems to have given the Kremlin more of an opportunity to make conditions on any truce, including the requirement that Kyiv must stop receiving foreign military aid and intelligence and end military mobilization. Mr. Putin did say, however, he was willing to pause attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure, but 80% of it has already been destroyed by Russian bombs.
Damn.
This evening, President Zelensky said it's clear Russia isn't ready to end this war. The whole game is to weaken Ukraine. We'll be live in Kyiv, but first, Sarah Smith has our top story from.
Okay, so my question is, what are they getting out of this? The minerals? All the people almost gone. It's like flat land over there. Now Russia go over there and say, okay, now we got Ukraine. What, you gonna build it back up with what? Oh man, so what was that for? It's ridiculous, all the people that lost their lives. You heard what he said? 80% of the buildings and everything is level. What's the use, man? All the population done left. It's ridiculous, man. They need to just go ahead and get over with this war already.
Washington.
Ukrainian forces carried on training to take on their Russian invaders today. A permanent peace deal still seems a long way off. A good and productive conversation, said Mr. Trump. Disappointing or underwhelming might be more accurate, as he failed to negotiate a full 30-day halt in the fighting. He posted on social media, "We agreed to an immediate ceasefire on all energy and infrastructure, with an understanding that we will be working quickly to have a complete ceasefire and ultimately an end to this very horrible war between Russia and Ukraine."
He's still in the middle, y'all.
Attacks on Ukrainian power plants, this one was bombed in November, caused frequent power cuts across the country. A 30-day reprieve will be welcome on both sides. Ukraine's also struck oil and gas facilities inside Russia. Vladimir Putin did look particularly satisfied just after the phone call as he met one of his advisors on Ukraine. Before he'll discuss ending the conflict, he insists all foreign military aid to Ukraine must be cut off.
So he basically saying stop supplying them with weapons and then we'll end it. It seems like the chips are all on his side right now, you guys. Let's go to the comments. We already see what's happening. What y'all got to say about this? Andrea, good morning. Betty Spaghetti, morning, Andrea. What we got up in here? We just don't buy chips anymore. Yeah, don't even buy them. Y'all ain't got nothing on this? All right, cool. Let's keep it going.
Air raid sirens sounded in Kyiv after those ceasefire talks. The very limited truce mean Ukrainians could still come under Russian attack. Ukrainian President Zelensky was visiting Finland today. He says he wants to know exactly what Russia has promised and how they will be made to stick to it.
We support all steps aimed at ending the war. But to do this, we need to understand what exactly we support. President Trump is a busy man. When he has time, he can call me. He's got my number. We are ready to talk through further steps with pleasure.
He said President Trump is a busy man. He got my number. I'm sure you got his number too, right? Your people are already, I'm not going to do it because somebody in the comments going to beat me up for saying this. What you guys got to say about it? Do me a favor, if you guys appreciate the content, how we're all up to date on every point that's going on currently, do your boy a favor, hit those 3 buttons over there, hit that like button to let more people know that we're here. We got a ton more content to come. We got Trump canceling the Biden security stuff. We got the city officials that start to go talk about ghost plates in New York. We got the jury selections. We got a lot more to come up, y'all. Do me a favor, double tap that screen. Zelensky needs to stop. All of these people are DEAD. They're dead. It's so sad. Do you hear how he's talking, Rebecca? Do you hear him? Mary, it's hard to imagine how Zelensky can act so confident with that level of loss. Bill Andy, can Putin be trusted with a ceasefire? I don't know, Bill, because Zelensky already said that they tried this 12 times, and he's constantly interrupted these temporary ceasefires. So that's a good question. And this is the reason why he said he was asking for security at the White House. But between you and I still see arrogance, like Betty, like Mary said. I still see this arrogance that he has about him. And I don't understand why and how. It's just ridiculous. I mean, is he just acting that way? Because we do know that he's an actor. Is this all like a role that he's playing? I don't want to be desensitized to the situation that's going on. That's what I'm not trying to do. That's why I'm trying to talk very selective here. But there's some level of, respect and grace where you say, okay, let's get this thing done for the sake of the people. That's just what I think. What we got down here, you guys, conversation going. Betty Spaghetti, I don't think Zelensky actually cares about the people. That Bill Andy said, yes. Mary Yell, must be a role that he's playing. Betty Spaghetti, he's making a lot of money. It seems like a big money laundering scheme. I heard something about he's got property somewhere like in New York or some very expensive property and money, something like that. So I haven't done the research on that, but I did hear that Zelensky has a lot of money and like real estate and stuff like that. I'm sure that you guys probably know a little bit about this as well. Anybody in the comments ever hear about this? Agree with you, Betty. Natalie says she's agree with you. And Betty said, yeah, okay, so I must be right. Let's keep, somebody knows something. What we got? We got Chad C. War is terrible. Russia deserves to pay major reparations for doing this destruction. Man, I don't like none of it. I'm gonna be honest, I hate this. I hate this right here. This is just there's no winning in this. What is he gonna get? Flat land? What is he winning?
Donald Trump wants to move on quickly to agree a final settlement, but he may have been too optimistic about how close he is to reaching a peace deal. Talks will now focus on the demands Russia wants met before a complete ceasefire, let alone a final end to the conflict.
Yeah, so I think the same thing. And again, tariffs, at least we got a little bit of leveling on that and understanding where it's at. But a lot of these world situations that we're dealing with currently, we're still in the middle of it. We're still negotiating and we're still getting to it. Guys, let me know if you like the content by going ahead and hitting that like button to let more people come over here. Doesn't matter if it's not that many of us here. Once you start hitting that button, more people are going to come over because they want to know what we got going on over here. And if you appreciate your boy like I know you do, go ahead and give me that like because I really appreciate that coming from you. Now we get into the fun part. Woo, you talking about playing dirty? Trump cancels Hunter Biden security service detail as well as the sister. Y'all don't remember yesterday when we showed you the video when Trump was at the Kennedy station and one of the reporters said, did you know Hunter Biden is in South Africa right now and he's got 19 detail from 19 Secret Service details with him? Trump said, oh, he does. Let me look into that. 20 hours later, shut him down. They shut him down. Like, you're talking about tit for tat here. These are two families and two administrations that do not like each other. First, this happened, if you guys remember. First, this happened.
It was done terribly. It was done terribly. The concept was very bad.
Mr. President, why is it so important for you to come here today to the Kennedy Center? You have so much on your plate. Why come today here?
This represents a very important part of D.C. and actually our country. Important to save this. And I've often...
So during these questions right here,
the only reason I'm involved in this
about
I think it's a terrible thing, and this was a Catholic church. Laura, you know what I'm talking?
So they asked him about Hunter Biden during the Kennedy Center sitting, right? And this is what happened the next day, not even 20 hours later. This is what happened right here.
Got to get to some breaking news into us in literally just the last couple of minutes here, because we've now learned that President Trump has ordered the Secret Service to end its protection for former President Biden's children, Hunter and Ashley Biden. I want to go back to Gabe Gutierrez, who is live for us at the White House. This news came, I believe, in a Truth Social post from the president, right? What else can you tell us?
Yeah, Hallie, there's been some fast-moving developments on this one. The president posting within the past few minutes, as he said, that he was terminating that Secret Service protection for Hunter and Ashley Biden. He was asked about it a short time before that when he was at the Kennedy Center following a report in the New York Post. So the president saying in that Truth Social post that Hunter Biden has up to 18 people on his Secret Service detail.
What a crackhead need with 18 security guards? What are you guarding his pipe? Boom, 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 boom. I can feel it. Yeah, you've been dealing with us for a number of years right now, boy. What you mean? Hit this. Let us know you ain't police. I can feel it. Straight up Krizak head. What they doing, guarding his crack pipe? Like, come on. Why the hell does Hunter Biden need 18 fucking... Ooh, sorry. Why does Hunter Biden need 18 security detail? You crazy? Hunter Biden has had Secret Service protection for an extended period of time. This is what Donald Trump said on Truth Social. All paid for by U.S. states taxpayers. There are as many as 18 people on his detail, which is ridiculous. He is currently vacationing in all of the places, South Africa, where the human rights of people has been strenuously questioned. Because of this, South Africa has been taken off of our list of countries receiving economical and financial assistance. Please be advised that effectively, immediately, Hunter Biden will no longer receive Secret Service protection. Likewise, Ashley Biden, who has 13 agents, will be taken off the list as well. What y'all got to say about this? He taking them off the kids, y'all. Like, hell with your... You know what Donald Trump is saying? Fuck them kids. Uck them kids. Uck your kids. Uck them kids. He's like, uck them kids. He don't care about your kids, boy. He don't care about your kids. He said, honestly, they got enough money. They can secure their own. They can get their own security. They can get their own security with all that money they stole. Straight up and down. What's up, Spartacus? Good morning. SKP, good morning. Bill Andy said, thanks, Joe M. What we got? Don't tell me this as a Trump lover channel. What the F? Ashley Biden, yep, did that. CD with Andrea CD, with all respect. Do your research. And that Igor looking dude has a yacht. Yeah, he do. Joseph, the Public Enemy reference was awesome. Straight up and down. We shut him down. Hunter and his sister. I forgot her name. Yeah, somebody already told us. That was Ashley. I'm still reading, y'all. Keep on going. Joseph said, straight up and down like 6 o'clock. Kendra said exactly at Natalie. What Natalie said. Frederick Wright said, good morning, fam. Good morning, Fred. Betty Spaghetti, 100. Natalie, what's good? Good morning, Natalie Georgievich. This type of stuff needs to be heard because it's bogus. Yeah, how many people do they have? 18 and the other one got 13? CD, I did apparently. His wife brought it, but it looks like BS. I also don't like the guy. Okay, Spartacus, that guy should have been thrown in jail. Definitely should have. He definitely should have. Let's go.
And that he is vacationing in South Africa. Now, I should point out, Hallie, that it is common for family members of former presidents to have Secret Service protection. Actually, typically they get it for up to 6 months after their parents leave office. But it's up to the discretion of the president. Typically, a spouse gets, it's by law.
I don't know if you guys watch gas station encounters, but it's a very funny thing I watch. This looked like he's a thief scratch right there. It's called a thief scratch or a crackhead scratch. I don't care what nobody says. It sucks that growing up in my life, I used to see a lot of people down and out, saw a lot of crackheads, saw a lot of fiends, dope fiends, and because of that, it made me not be a fiend. So anytime I see a person, it sucks that I can actually tell. Look, he was on heroin before. That one there, crackhead. Him right here, straight up crackhead. Y'all don't even gotta even know what the symptoms look like. Him right here, every time you see him, crackhead. I'm trying to fix his graphics and can't even cut him out the right way. He's just a straight crackhead, allegedly. All right, because I ain't trying to get sued by nobody. But this one here, look at that. Don't that look like a crackhead scratch? And I caught it right at the right time. Come on, man. What a crackhead need with 18 security guards? Hey, you go buy my crack. You go get me a stem, and you look out for me, and you go try to see if my father left the house, because we're going to steal the TV.
I'll get Secret Service protection, but for other family members, it's at the discretion of the president. This all comes after Hunter Biden. There was a ruling last week that the judge allowed him to drop a lawsuit against a former White House aide that had digitized the contents of his infamous laptop. So Hunter Biden was making the argument in court that he didn't have the funds to continue with that lawsuit, although certain...
He didn't have the funds to continue with a lawsuit. Meanwhile, he was getting money from all sorts of overseas dealings, all sort of negative stuff that they was doing, right? That's another reason why Trump said, you know what, let's get rid of this security detail. They got enough money to pay for security. They got enough bread. They got millions of dollars. And they still got to get that alleged money from Ukraine. Remember that conversation when Joe walked over to Zelensky and he had that little ear whisper? That was basically like, I ain't going to be here when that money comes, but you got my wire information, right? And Zelensky was like, I got you. No problem. Straight up and down. You already know they were shaving off the top. Stop playing, y'all. Come on. Come on, y'all. Double tap that screen. Bill Andy, Hunter's paintings was sold for millions of dollars. I wonder what he bought with the money, Bill. Betty Spaghetti said 100. Spartacus said 100. Marielle, show me the money. Frederick Wright got the thumbs up. What did he do with the money, Bill? All that money he made. He said he ain't got no bread, right? Joseph LaRue said, got a dip. Love, peace, and taco grease. Good looking, Joseph. Freddie Wright. Hi, Kendra. Be nice, love. Spartacus, that's ridiculous. Andrea Marie, crackhead for sure. Crack is whack. That's what he is. He went from a young crackhead to a full-fledged Chris Rock talking about, it be calling me. I don't know. I need help. Scotty, I need help. It just be calling me. It be calling me. You can tell he went from bad to worse. Because you can tell over the years, if you've seen a crackhead, you can tell by their breakdown. You can just tell. Sad to know it, but it's true.
Now, President
Allegedly.
Trump pointing out that he is vacationing in South Africa and calling it, quote, ridiculous that he has up to 18 Secret Service member is in his detail. And he's now canceling that detail for Hunter Biden as well as for President Biden's daughter, Ashley Haley.
Gabe Gutierrez outside the White House for us tonight with that breaking news.
Yeah, so they're going to have to get some of that money that they allegedly laundered and hire some top-level security in order to replace who they're getting rid of right now. That's basically what they really do. And I'm sure that they have the money to do it. I'm sure they do. I saw, didn't you guys remember we had a piece on Kamala when she was out with Doug shopping? They were in the supermarket, and isn't she like a vice president? She doesn't have any security detail. She was just chilling with Doug, trying to buy some grub, and had people reaching out to them, calling them, and trying to take pictures and all of that. Ain't had no type of security at all. That's how they treat the vice president, especially when you mess up the way that she did. Okay, we're going to keep it going, because now we got to bring it on into New York. We're going to bring it on in, because we got these city officials that's now, since Kathy Jokel Hochul, who never leaves her Joker uniform ever on our show, because she is a joke and the worst governor that New York has ever had. I want to put a maraschino cherry on top of that when I tell you guys that. Right now, the city officials are now going to start checking for ghost plates because they want to make sure that you don't put any dirt or anything on your plate to make sure that you're gonna have to pay that $9 congestive pricing. You know how some people was gonna be like get a ghost plate or probably smudge something on their plate, you know, just to try to get around for a little while to save a buck. You know, she trying to do something to rip us off with every time you go up under that congestive pricing thing, it's $9, you know, and they're taking the money and putting it in the trains. Meanwhile, we already pay taxes for the roads, so that makes no sense. But now, on top of that, they're going to be cracking down on the ghost plates because, of course, some people are going to try to get around paying this ridiculous pricing. I'm not even mad at them for trying to do it. I'm not even angry with them. I think that they should try as long and as hard as they can.
As the toll appears to be sticking around, city officials have now determined a start date for the crackdown on obscured, damaged, or missing license plates.
In less than a month, you will be ticketed if you have a so-called ghost plate. Let's get right to Good Day's Briella Tomasetti. She has been tracking this story. She joins us live on the east side. And Briella, we can't say we didn't see this coming.
Yeah, we knew this since January, Dan and Deshani. Good morning to both of you. So the NYPD and Department of Transportation officially adopted the new rules yesterday. What it essentially all means for drivers, well, keep those plates clear and visible or be subject to steep penalties. We'll break it all down for you here. Starting next month, license plates must be securely fastened, readable and clean. Any obstruction, whether it be dirt, rust, plastic coverings, or something else that makes a plate unreadable, is prohibited. And even just parking with an obstructed plate, by the way, could land you a $50 fine. Officials say the new rules, first announced again back in January, are about public safety. They're meant to prevent drivers from evading speed cameras and tolls, including, yes, those newly implemented congestion pricing fees.
So if you got your car parked on the street and it don't got a plate on it, you're gonna get a $50 fine. You ain't even gotta be doing no congestive stuff. You could have a flat tire, right? Or something could have happened. Somebody gotta just sold you a car. You know, you put the car outside, you need to go get the plates or whatever. Oh, don't leave it outside. You got to put that in the parking lot. Because if you do, you're going to get a $50 fine. You might as well go ahead and put it in the parking lot. Finding many more ways to rip us off. That's all I see. More ways to rip us off. What y'all got to say? Marielle, what we got? Many law enforcements have illegal plastic coverings on their plates to avoid tolls. Hope they're going to be after them too. Bill Andy said agreed. Spartacus, another money catch. There you go. There we go. People are on point now. We know that they're trying to rip us off. Pig Daddy, Chad C. I'm sad that he lost his mother. That's a terrible, but at some point you have to grow up. I don't know what y'all talking about, but sounds bad. NYC, that was cool. You gave IRL during the St. Patrick's Day parade. Thanks, I enjoyed it. Thank you guys that went out with me to the St. Patrick's Day parade. That was real fun. Kendra said, as long as there's a positive, there's a negative. David said, catch me if you can, like the gingerbread man. Hey, that's how I'm looking at it. Y'all want to rip us off? Try as much as y'all can. I ain't condoning it, but they ripping us off. $9 to go past 60th Street. $9. You don't even want to drive your car anymore. What's the use of having a car? People used to have a car like, I want to go pick something up. I want to feel safe not riding a train. I spend my hard-earned money to buy a vehicle. Oh, now you can't go past 60th Street. Because when you go past 60th Street, $9. I'm trying to find out if you're doing business downtown, is it like you go to 70th Street, then you go back down, do they hit you again? If you go to 49th Street and then you got to go over to 87th Street, do they rock your pockets again? I'm trying to figure out what's going on here because people are very quiet in New York and a lot of people are just like, okay, whatever, but you can't do nothing about it. Just don't eat. I'm just eating it, just whatever, letting her get away with highway robbery, literal highway robbery. You're paying for your taxes for the roads, for stuff for the city, for clean roads and for the streets and potholes and things of that nature, right? So why the hell we paying 2 times, paying congestive pricing? And again, I'm gonna tell you all y'all other places, Detroit, Los Angeles, y'all like, oh, we ain't gotta worry about that Bugatti. We don't even live in New York. Again, we are called a forecast state, baby. That means, guess what? It worked in New York. Let's go ahead and bring it to Detroit. It's gonna get us some more money. Let's bring it to Atlanta. Let's bring it here. And this is how it starts. Straight up and down. Think I'm lying. Think I'm lying. What else we got? Betty Spaghetti. But people are idiots and will pay it. Yes, they will. Instead of pushing back more. Scared. Spartacus says spreads. There we go. Natalie said she's too greedy. She's rich already. She don't got to deal with none of this stuff. And then all of the people that's saying we need congestive pricing in the city because of the smog and all of that. Ohioans, people that live in some rural place that just came to New York and thinking that they changing something, don't know their ass from their elbow, have no idea how our city runs. I've been here over 40 years, man. Straight up and down. Y'all can't tell me that this is something that's actually helping the city. It's helping the wallets of the people in the MTA, and they saying, oh, we need money for trains. We need money to fix the train station. Okay, cool. So does that mean once y'all get that money, y'all gonna stop? Does that mean that y'all not gonna take no, all right, we got enough money now. We don't need no more money for the train. Please, you know that ain't gonna happen. What's gonna happen is this. Next year, sorry to let you guys know, but we're gonna have to increase the congestive pricing now to $9.50. And then once you get used to it, then it's gonna be $11. Then it's gonna be $12. And then just keep on, keep rising to the top. While they say, give it all you got, give us all you got. Yeah, give us all you got, give us all you got. All of your pockets, give us all your money. That's what's gonna happen. And y'all, and then they send the boys out to enforce it. You know, they got their own army, like, all right, they got these boys. Oh, hey, wait a minute. You got dirt on your plate. Boom, got to get you too. Got to make sure everybody's in line. And then they talk about, we got a free country. Ain't nothing free. This ain't free. Don't seem free to me. Don't seem free to me. They force you to go on a train. You get robbed, set on fire, and all that crap. Then they lie to you and say, oh, there's police down there. You're going to be all right. You go down to the train station. Not one cop in sight. Not in the train station that you getting on in Freeman Avenue, maybe 42nd, 72nd, all the main stations, but not Longwood. Yeah. Not Sutphin in the hood. I guarantee you that. Go out there, get straight knocked in the head by somebody. Inflation is crazy drug. Natalie said, or New York could lose some of the funds conveniently. What's that? Just like Netflix started at a low price and now overpriced. Everybody do that. They get you in and then they mess you over. That's how they do it. And then they think that you're not paying attention. I'm going from paying $9 for this one service, and all of a sudden I have a notification on my phone. Bing! Your $14 has been paid to such and such. $14? Let's do the math. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. $5 increase? Y'all ain't even tell me? How about this? Give them a call up. Do me a favor. I don't even want this no more. Wait a minute. Maybe we can do something for you. How about not? How about give me my money back that y'all was stealing from me? How about that? They don't never talk about that.
The police department will also crack down on ghost plates, which are fake license plates that don't have a registered owner or valid identity. Retired NYPD detective and John Jay adjunct professor Michael Alcazar explains.
Oftentimes, criminals are using these ghost plates, these ghost vehicles to commit crimes in New York City. Not only are they evading the tolls and taking millions of dollars from, tax-paying citizens, but they're also using it for committing crimes.
How you take money from tax-paying citizens by tolls when we don't get that money? And y'all keeping it and putting in the trains and paying the train people. Man, get my bags. Meet me at the airport. I might be there. We're not stupid. Talking about for taxpaying, trying to hit us in the chest like, oh, we're trying to protect you guys. How? By taking our money and using it for other stuff? Man, if you don't get the hell out of here, we got to keep it going, y'all. Do me a favor. If y'all appreciate the content and how we blow people out the water and show how they try to rip us off like we dumb, we're not stupid at all. Do me a favor. Go ahead and like that. Tap, hit them 3 buttons. Let's try to get those numbers up to let more people know what we got going on over here. Because we tired of the BS. And like I said, we the #1 show in the morning. They can't rock with us. Kendra, Batty, Mary, hope everybody doing good. I see you up in here, Chad. I got a t-shirt for you, bro. Get up in the bridgethisllc at gmail.com. Send me your mailing address. I got some stuff for you. Gotta let me know what size you are. I got a t-shirt for you, homeboy, because you always represent. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Now, what we got? Jury selection is about to start for Natalie Menendez, meaning, you remember Senator Bob Menendez? He was arrested for bribery and a whole bunch of charges. They gave him 11 years. This man looked 80 years old. His wife looked like she's about 60-something years old, and she just had breast cancer surgery. To me, it seems like it could be a sentence. You're giving an 80-year-old man 11 years, even if it's in Club Fed, that's a lot. And then if it's a Fed case, he's got to do 90% of that time. Check this out. And she's going at the same court and the same judge that he had to go against, and everybody else on that case was found guilty. This is an uphill battle right here. Both of these people are in there well over their 70s. And like I said, the wife has had surgery. So this is a very serious, severe point right here for the wife, Natalie.
Today was day one in the bribery trial for Nadine Menendez, the wife of former New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez. Her husband will begin his 11-year prison sentence later this year. News 4's Jonathan Deans is in Lower Manhattan with what happened in court.
Nadine Menendez groaned when she saw the cameras waiting outside as she left this first day of jury selection. She appeared well, showing up for trial after her breast cancer surgery. On the 23rd floor, she sat at the same defense table where her husband, Bob Menendez, once sat.
Now, that's why I got to go back to, I'm going to let it freeze on him, y'all.
The former New Jersey senator.
Like, come on, he's limping. 11 years, 90% of your time in Fed? I don't know, y'all.
Now convicted of bribery and sentenced to 11 years in prison. Nadine Menendez is accused of helping her senator husband orchestrate the bribe scheme. Jury selection now underway. When asked if a 9-week trial was an undue burden, almost all of the first of 75 prospective jurors raised their hands yes. The judge one by one asking each behind closed doors to learn what their excuse is not to serve. Nadine Menendez is facing trial now because she was treated for breast cancer during the initial trial, where her husband and 2 New Jersey businessmen were convicted on all counts. A third businessman pleaded guilty. At sentencing, Bob Menendez appealed to the judge for leniency, but after getting a lengthy prison term, he lashed out, with some sources saying he hopes to get a pardon or commutation from President Trump.
President Trump is right. This process is political and it's corrupted to the core.
We call that Sean Ye. I'm going to call that out as soon as he did it. That's Sean Ye. That's when you try to shine onto somebody hoping that they look out for you. Well, you know, President Trump is right. I was always for him. Hopefully he has somebody to go talk for him to give him this pardon he's trying to get. I don't think so, homeboy. I think you up S Creek. I think he's up creek without a paddle. What y'all got to say? I already said enough on this topic. What we got here? What we got here, yo? What we got? Ike Martin said it's crazy that a married couple is being tried separately. Spartacus says justice served. Tim Harsh said, oh, he looks like a healthy 80. Betty Spaghetti, it's hard to feel bad for these people. Yeah, Betty, you're right. Kendra Walker with the, that's right. We got Tim Harsh, Kendra. I'll try to remember notifications is on. Definitely. Betty Spaghetti, wow. What else we got, y'all? Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's right. Set your alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning. Tim Harsh, he couldn't have did that at home. But she helped him, y'all. Good guy. Tap that like button. That's what Coro said. Good looking Coro. We got Dina Harris in the house that said Houston, Texas is in the house with y'all. Houston, how y'all doing out there? What's the weather like? Kendra, how you doing? You're right. That's what Rebecca said. Tim Harsh said, hey, yo, good morning. I keep missing you somehow. You got to get up a little early, buddy. You got to get up a little early.
I hope President Trump cleans up the cesspool and restores the integrity to the system.
Menendez yesterday attacking the Southern District for putting his wife on trial soon after a surgery. Her health issues were not brought up by her lawyers in court today. During his trial, Senator Menendez said it was his wife who took cash and gold from her businessman friends, claiming that money and gold was hers and not.
Oh, man, why you throw your wife up under the bus like that? You crazy? You serious? He did that? I didn't even know you snitched on your wife like that, man. That's crazy. What you did?
During his trial, Senator Menendez said it was his wife who took cash and gold from her businessman friends, claiming that money and gold was hers and not bribes for him. Nadine Menendez has pleaded not guilty, denying prosecutors' claims she helped arrange the payoffs, one which allegedly included a new Mercedes convertible. The judge said jury selection could last another 2 days before opening statements. At federal court in Lower Manhattan.
No, I don't feel bad for them. The only thing that they feel sorry for now is that they got caught. And yes, she was laundering that bread. He was laundering the bread through his wife and still tried to keep the story going on at the end where he's like, that wasn't my money. That was money from my wife's business practices or whatever. Get the hell out of here. What we got? Ike Martin said, made his wife a speed bump. Yo, that's crazy, right? Said made his wife a speed bump. Yo, that just shot him into more time. You know, the speed bump, you ride and then you get up in that speed bump, you hit it and it's like, it gives you a little more speed, you know what I'm saying, bro? Bill Andy said, no tears will be shed here. Natalie Joseph said, thanks, Kristen. It's maddening. Kendra Walker, yes, I'm over here dying, but this is not funny right here because we got some sensitive stuff to talk about. We're going to get into the Israel airstrikes that killed over 300 people in Gaza. This is why the wars, it's just too much leveling. You know, we live in a certain time where it's like we don't have to deal with stuff like that. But for people that go through wars and stuff like this, my heart definitely goes out to them. My heart definitely goes out to them. And I can see why people that live in places like this want to leave these countries. Makes total sense to me. Israel airstrikes killed over 300 plus people. This is where we're at right now with it, guys. Check this out. Sad situation, but it happened.
We are following breaking news. Take a look at your screen. This breaking news takes us out to the Middle East as Israel launched a series of airstrikes into Gaza overnight. The current death toll is at least 326 people, a number that may continue to rise this Tuesday morning. Right now, we want to check in with Fox 5 New York's Haley Fixler as she joins us live outside the United Nations in the Big Apple with the very latest. Haley, good morning.
Good morning. Well, we know that the Trump administration was consulted by Israeli officials before they launched these airstrikes. And officials say it's because Hamas rejected phase 2 ceasefire proposals given to them by both mediators and the U.S. envoy. So here's what we know. We know that the IDF now says that they plan to intensify military actions. They say they just want all of the 59 remaining hostages back, both living and dead.
So they killed all these people to get 59 people back. Okay.
Now, late last week, Hamas initially agreed to release 21-year-old Idan Alexander from Tenafly, New Jersey. He is the last living American hostage in the Gaza Strip. He was taken during the terrorist attacks on October 7th, 2023. Hamas also originally said that they were going to release the bodies of other American hostages. However, in the last few days, they've stalled negotiations and eventually refused any agreement. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he ordered the strikes after Hamas's repeated rejections. He added, quote, from now on, Israel will act against Hamas with increasing military force. Now, per the Gaza Health Ministry, these strikes against Hamas targets inside of Gaza have killed more than 300 people. Those numbers have not been confirmed. The airstrikes come after a nearly 2-month ceasefire that began in January. That ceasefire included the return of 33 living and dead hostages that had been in Hamas captivity for over a year. And in return, Israel released over 1,800 jailed Palestinian prisoners. And today we know the Israeli Home Front Command has closed schools in Israel that are in communities near the Gaza Strip. They've also issued warnings about potential rocket fire coming into the area from Hamas and the Islamic Jihad. Now, the main group representing the families of hostages say Israeli officials are giving up. They issued this statement saying, quote, we are shocked, angry, and terrified by the deliberate dismantling of the process to return our loved ones from the terrible captivity of Hamas. Now, Trump has...
Still going on again. Another one, just like constant back and forth. They said it was a ceasefire, and then they did this early yesterday morning. So again, like someone said in the comments, you never know once you say it's going to be a ceasefire, someone just doesn't go along with the plan and does something like that. Somebody said Vladimir Putin can't be trusted the same way. So yeah, but again, this is in retaliation for them not staying on point with their agreement. And, Hamas is just being stern is what Benjamin Netanyahu saying, not me. This is not coming from my voice. It's coming from what you guys just saw. Hamas created October 7th is what K-Bar said. We've got Rebecca said, I pray that this will end and soon. Yes, when you look at when you're from the outside looking in at these images, you don't see anything but destruction. You see darkness. You see apocalyptical sort of images. You see people trying to pull people out of rubble. There's no winning here. There's no winning at all as far as I'm concerned. Even if you win that land, it's like souls and tainted and so black. What are you going to do? Get construction crews to come out there and clean up and try to build on that? It wouldn't be a place that I would be enjoying to live at, especially with the remnants and knowing what happened. Very sad times in what's going on right now, guys. Now we got these Houthis. They're at war with CENTCOM. So now we got some information on this Houthi attack. They're saying that they attacked the USS Harry Truman with cruise missiles and bombs after President Trump ordered an airstrike. I want you guys to see what's really going on. Yesterday, we basically pulled the wool off of their reports. We found out that a lot of the information that they've been providing about what they've been doing is misinformation. We got it directly from a general. Now we've got some more updated information on where they're at ever since yesterday's attacks, because it hasn't stopped. And Houthis. The Houthis are fighting, and this is what's going on with the Houthis right now. Let's go.
The United States is carrying out a wave of airstrikes against the Houthis in Yemen, and leading the charge is the FA-18 Super Hornet, a state-of-the-art supersonic multi-role combat aircraft. Now, the Super Hornets, launched from USS Harry S. Truman, have demolished several weapon storage facilities and command centers linked to the Houthis in Yemen. Renowned for its adaptability in both air-to-air combat and precision air-to-ground strikes, the Super Hornet is a key asset in modern combat scenarios. With a speed of over 2,200 kilometers per hour and a maximum altitude of over 50,000 feet, the multi-role attack jet is a nightmare for enemies. The Super Hornet is the backbone of the U.S. Navy carriers and is loaded with lethal weapons like the AIM-120 AMRAAM Harpoon Maverick missiles. The U.S. has the biggest fleet of Super Hornets at 420 aircrafts. Kuwait and Australia follow next with 28 and 24 Super Hornets, respectively. The role of the Super Hornets have come into focus after U.S. Central Command released videos showing fighter jets taking off from an undisclosed location to launch fresh strikes in Yemen.
It don't look to me like they got hit. They look like they're doing fine to me.
Now, amidst these developments, Houthis have claimed to have carried out a third strike on U.S. aircraft carrier USS Harry Truman.
Yeah, okay.
The Yemeni armed forces have successfully targeted the U.S. aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman in the northern Red Sea over the past hours, using 2 cruise missiles and 2 drones. Additionally,
so you mean to tell me they think that they're going to take out a warship, the USS Harry Truman, with 2 missiles and a drone? This is why I don't believe him. How Jay-Z said it, we don't believe you. You need more people. Stop lying. I think he's telling a lie right now, y'all. I think he's trying to show face and he's just BSing. They ain't messing with us. He's personally, I think he's fibbing. Y'all got other information y'all know that I don't know? Let me know. But so far, I just saw planes flying off the Truman. I ain't see no disruption. I ain't see no plane on there that got bombed or blown up. So if you see something different or y'all know something different, let me know. I think he full of shit, to be honest with you. This one here, I think he full of shit. What else we got over here? We got Kristen that says, I'm going to have to leave this chat. All I see when I see this is a future war in our country. 2, this stresses me out. And goodbye. Y'all have a good day. Okay, if you can't handle it, I understand. You can't stand the heat. Get out the kitchen. Facts and truth. K-Bar, Trump isn't playing with them. He know the score. What else we got here? We got Coro. Understood. Imagine our predecessors seeing what's going on today. We can live our best lives. We can, yeah. Well, we got K-Bar. Houthis have been launching rockets in international waters. Not only that, but they've been going against commerce. They've been firing at American ships the entire year. Only thing Biden's been doing is telling people to alternate, and that's what's making the prices go up on stuff. Basically, go around instead of going through this. It's like at some point you got to stop them from doing what they're doing. I am all for this personally, straight up. And I think Yaha Saraya is basically lying to show face, because as of yesterday, we've already got reports that the missiles that the Houthis have actually shot at the USS Harry Truman were, and I quote, 100 miles off of the mark. But to the point where they didn't even know that they shot back at them. The U.S. Harry Truman didn't even know that these fools shot back at them, because it was 100 miles away that they shot at them at. And the other little missiles and stuff that they were shooting, they was just knocking that stuff out of the air. You're talking about a warship here. Little missiles and little drone ain't gonna take out no warship. Are you stupid? Come on, man, get my bags, meet me at the airport. We're gonna get a little more of your nonsense, because we got more at the end.
The US destroyer was targeted with a cruise missile and 4 drones. This marks the 3rd strike on the aircraft carrier in the past 48 hours. And the enemy has been left in a state of confusion, prompting many of its warships to retreat toward the northern Red Sea area. An airstrike planned against our country was also thwarted.
An airstrike against our country was also thwarted. We just saw rubble. What are you talking about? Stop it, man. If you think you're going to make a profit, stop it. If you think you're going to make a profit, you're lying. Get my bags. Come on, man. Misinformation right here. I love calling you out.
The Houthi media reported fresh U.S. strikes in the Hodeidah and Al-Salif regions.
Unsuccessful strike, huh? Unsuccessful strike? Okay. A damn FA-18 Super Hornet. What? Ain't no such thing as unsuccessful when you see black fire and leveling of rubble and land. Come on, man.
Video released by the Houthis showed a damaged steel factory in Hodeidah that came under attack. Fresh American strikes also led to a massive fire at the Houthi government complex in Yemen's Al-Jawf.
Okay. Yeah. So stop lying. Stop it. Like I said, stop lying, homeboy. Now all of a sudden at the end of it, they're showing us rubble and fire and destruction and all of that. But first he was talking about, unsuccessful. They had retreated to a different part of the Red Sea. Yes, they retreated to a different part of the Red Sea. You heard what she said in the beginning, an undisclosed location. So the general said, okay, we're going to pull back, right? We ain't going to let them know where we at, right? We're going to come on over here, and then we're going boom, 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 boom. That's what happened. He need to stop lying. Of course they're going to retreat, because you've been shooting at them in a certain place. They're not going to stay there waiting for you. They're not stupid. It's not strategic. We're an army, dummy. So yes, they moved that ship to a whole nother place and said, get them, and sent them FAs to do what they did. Stop lying, homeboy. Stop lying. We see right through it, and at the end they reported it. So come on. I'm surprised you ain't going over the JFK files released today. I'm around 30% way through it, reading them. They crazy. Yeah, we got the link inside the description. We got that already. Jay's Funny Money, KC Ramos nailed it. Didn't say I live there. Casey said, thanks, Kristen. Yeah, we got to keep on going. We can't just stay on one topic. We got more to go because we are busy up in here. Do me a favor, you guys. If y'all appreciate the content and how we be catching people with all the Sean Ye and the BS, I wanted you guys to have a little bit to say on that too, because I was hoping that you can see through what he was trying to do. But do me a favor, hit them 3 buttons. We are really close to 30,000 subscribers. We trying to get those numbers up to let more people know that we up over here. So not only the likes, I do want to see you guys subscribing if you like the content. If you've been here for a certain amount of time, I'm assuming that you actually do like the content. So do me a favor, we're going to take a break right now and give you guys a chance to double tap that screen, double tap that fist, so we can go ahead and get those likes up to let everybody else know that we over here. I really would appreciate that. I've been up since 6 o'clock. We've been pooling for a minute. But I also want to keep it going because like I said, we got a whole lot more in the clip. We got the unrelenting Donald Trump sends a message to the Iran-backed Houthis. Now we're going to see what's going on with his follow-up, because he's got words for them now. You've already tried to shoot at us. You already got this crap going on. He's basically tired. This is what Donald Trump has to say. For those who haven't seen it, this is an update.
Monday morning with President Trump's new message to Iran, with the commander-in-chief ordering a powerful and deadly attack against Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen over the weekend. Multiple rebels dead after the strikes hit the intended targets in Yemen's capital city on...
Multiple rebels are dead. Then you got this other guy going lie, talking about their airstrikes was missed. No, sorry, tell the truth. This is what happened.
And we begin this Sunday morning with President Trump's new message to Iran, with the commander-in-chief ordering a powerful and deadly attack against Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen over the weekend. Multiple rebels dead after the strikes hit the intended targets in Yemen's capital city on Saturday. With President Trump writing on Truth Social, the Houthis have waged an unrelenting campaign of piracy, violence, and terrorism against American ships, aircraft, and drones. Your attacks must stop starting today, and if they don't, hell will rain down upon you like nothing you have ever seen before, writes the president. Trump also sending a direct message to Iran, warning the Iranians not to support terrorist proxies. The president following up after breaking news on this program last week that he sent a letter to the supreme leader of Iran, asking to open up talks regarding Iran's nuclear ambitions.
I've written him a letter saying, I hope you're going to negotiate, because if we have to go in militarily, it's going to be a terrible thing for them.
You wrote a letter to the Khomeini,
Yes.
the leader? When did you send the letter?
Yesterday.
And you said you better negotiate, or we want you to
I didn't
negotiate?
say you better. I
Okay.
said, I hope you're going to negotiate, because it's going to be a lot better for Iran. And I think they want to get that letter. The other alternative is we have to do something, because you can't let them have a nuclear weapon.
Those comments sparking a response to the interview from Iran last weekend, with the supreme leader saying Iran would not be bullied, writing, the insistence of some bullying governments on negotiations is not aimed at resolving issues, but rather at asserting dominance and imposing their demands. The Islamic Republic of Iran will certainly not accept their demands.
The sucky part about that is, even when she tried to take him down the rabbit hole and say, oh, they better, he said no. Hopefully they won't, keep it going. He even pulled back on that. But you see how this right here gaslighting, how he tried to say the bullying. It wasn't no bullying. He even said it. He even fixed her conversation when she said it a certain way. But they want to act like, oh, you're bullying us into doing whatever. First of all, this is retaliatory. You guys are supplying these people that's shooting cruise missiles, bombs, and all sorts of stuff at regular trade ships, oil tankers. Like, they can't even go through the Red Sea anymore because of your Houthis that you're basically supplying. Yes, that needs to stop. What's the problem in understanding this right here? It's ridiculous. What else we got here? We got Rena Love that says, I can't believe they don't want to end this war. I really don't think so. I don't think that they want to end it. I think, again, there's a lot of monetary gain inside of war, and I done had enough of it. I don't even want to talk about war no more. But that's just what's happening. We got a bunch of it happening. Yes, we will cover the Kennedy files, but that's pretty old and dated information. I like to keep us up on what's happening now. This way, we know what's current. Yes, there might be some vital information that we want to see in that. We might pick and choose some of that stuff. But with all of these things that's going on in the natural world right now, we got to stay relevant. Because right now, I want to talk to you guys about what we said earlier with Miss Kathy Jokel Hochul. She's fighting to keep congestive pricing in New York City. And she's just so gung-ho about this. She and her former Idahoans and, Midwestern people that have migrated to New York that think they know what the hell they're talking about. They're really being gung-ho about this congestive pricing thing. Really going hard about it. Making sure that they make their voices heard when it comes down to the major rip-offs that they're trying to implement on us.
The Trump administration's deadline for the MTA to kill congestion pricing is this Friday.
Ticking down, both the MTA and Governor Kathy Hochul have vowed to continue with the $9 tolling plan. Those cameras definitely still on these days. The agency has filed suit saying the feds don't have the authority to stop it. Governor Hochul met with President Donald Trump at the White House last Friday to discuss several issues, including congestion pricing. However, details of that particular conversation were not made public, at least not yet.
So yeah, the details were not made public. Again, that's telling me that's negotiations. We're going to see. It is now what? The 19th? We have 2 more days. She has 2 more days. She has been ordered to take them damn cameras down. She said, I'm not taking them down. We're going to fight. You're going to fight to keep ripping people off. She's already a millionaire. Kathy Hochul's just like the other one, Nancy Pelosi, been in politics since pictures were black and white. Now they're in color, and both of them are damn millionaires. Go look up Nancy Pelosi. You think I'm BSing? Nancy Pelosi started off in government probably when she was 18-something years old like that. Now she's damn near 80 and a super millionaire. So rich that there's a group that made an app to follow her trades. Think I'm lying. And the same thing go for Joko Hochul. Rich as hell. She ain't got to worry about no congestive pricing. We do. Do me a favor, get those likes up. Do me a favor, you guys. Let's get those likes up to let everybody know what we got going on out here. He stopped security detail on borders. Kids, on Biden's kids. The F think his kids are untouchable? I don't know. But just like people coming up to them and bothering them or whatever like that. Blind game of blitz. I love being rich as hell. I wish I was rich. Bella Minks, Biden's, Instacart. Don't be a propagandist. What are you talking about? Ain't nobody no propagandist. Get up out of here. Bye. Get up out of here. You got to go. First person to leave today. All right, next. What we got? What we got next? I'm tired of, ain't no such thing as propaganda when it come down to Kathy Joko Hochul and them ripping us off at them congestive pricing. This is the truth. It's what's really happening. Same way I went down to cover St. Patrick's Day, go look at the congestive pricing video. Go look at that. You can't go past 60th Street without paying $9. That is literally highway robbery. Why do we pay federal taxes? You guys let me know what that money is for. Is it for the roads? Okay, if it is, why are we paying congestive pricing if we're already paying federal taxes for roads? Talk to me. Giuliani makes me laugh. He is funny. Blind game blitz. Don't vote Democrat, vote Republican. We got Phoenix blitz. Same way Bidenomics you love. No, I did not. Did not rock with Biden. Sorry, Phoenix. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Get my bags. Rena Love, we are just a bunch of slaves for real. That's what they're trying to make us. Robbie B, let them get their own security. They stole enough money. Robbie know what's up. Robbie know what's up. They just don't want to spend their own money. You know how they go. They want to use Secret Service, and that's taxpayer money right there. Hell with that. Now we're going to go to Rhode Island because this doctor was denied admission into the U.S. because of images and videos on her phone. I want to know. I'm going to show you this video right here, guys. I want to know if you agree or you disagree with what with the U.S. not allowing this doctor in because of these images. You tell me from this video I'm about to show you. Do you agree with what they did or do you not agree? Excuse me. Let me know if you agree or you don't agree with this doctor not being let into the United States of America because of images on her phone.
Information about why a Brown University professor was denied entry to the U.S. even though she had a valid visa. As WBZ's Louisa Moeller shows us, because of photos on her phone and her answers to certain questions, customs officials consider her a possible threat.
Court documents say Rasha Alloway had just gotten off a plane at Boston Logan last Thursday, on her way to be an assistant professor and doctor at Brown University on an H-1B or work visa, when she was detained and sent back to her home country of Lebanon. Now, new court filings are providing evidence as to why. After arriving in Boston, officials searched her phone, and Dr. Alloway was interviewed by a Customs and Border Protection official. She was asked why she had photos of Hezbollah fighters and martyrs, including photos of the designated terror group's assassinated leader, Hassan Nasrallah, on her phone. She answered many came from family and friends through a WhatsApp group, And about Nasrallah, quote, he's highly regarded in the Shia community and he's a religious and spiritual person. As I said, he has a very high value.
I think that messed her up. Personally, I think that did messed her up. But I'm going to keep going.
She also told the official she attended a Hezbollah rally, quote, I attended the commemoration of the death of Nasrallah during this trip while I was waiting for my visa. The customs official refused her admission and canceled her visa. She was detained and put back on a plane to Lebanon on Friday.
All right. Do y'all agree or do y'all disagree? People that have been paying attention, do you agree with her being sent back or you disagree? Let me know what you guys think. Here we go. Plebix McGillicuddy said, bye. Troll, wait, there's more. Trent Ty said, agree. Kendra, we're better than that. Many others, my client. Well, Gosh said goodbye. Josh Gannon said goodbye. Human, you all realize your ancestors are immigrants too. Yes, they are. Cameron said she's a plant. Andre Edwards, I mean, it's a double-sided knife. I can disagree and agree. It's hard right there. You're right. It's really hard, Andre. Chad C, she's a doctor. Yeah, she is. Rebecca said she agrees. Natalie, I think that would warrant enough suspicion to not allow her into the country. No reply said no, you got to go. Questions asked, we do not negotiate with terrorists. Kirsten said, Kendra, my daughter is close to 30 years old and she's living on her own now. Okay, Rena Love, is there something that they normally do? Look at a person's, yeah, they do look at a person's phone. It's about to come up to that part right there where they say that you can look at a person's phone. I'm only here for you guys. Chad C, Maryland, but who knows? MD, but who knows? Yeah, but who knows? Or MD, I'm sorry, not Maryland. MD, but who knows? All right, Hamas supporters don't need to be here. Okay, a lot of people agree. I'm not a Hamas supporter per se, but I don't want anybody else dying over there. That's what Kirsten said. Now we're going to get to a lot of questions that you guys said. He's going to answer the question about how you can actually look into people's phones.
I mean, I think that they're within their rights to say, well, we haven't been properly served.
Lawyers for Alloway said Customs and Border Protection ignored an order by a federal judge allowing the doctor to stay in the U.S. for 48 hours while her case was reviewed. CBP argues their attorneys didn't get the order until after Alloway was in the air. And as for her interview, immigration attorney Stephen Roth says Customs and Border Protection can search anyone's phone for national security reasons inside an airport and reserves the right to refuse admission to immigrants even if their visa has been approved by the State Department.
But CBP has statutory, regulatory, and legal precedent on their side that allows them to search anyone's phone coming into the United States.
A spokesperson.
You heard what he said. They have the right and the regard to search anybody's phone that's coming into the United States. Answered your question already right there. Chad C said sorry. Tim Hart said close the borders. All right, what else we got? Just make her carry her pager, Chad C said. Then we got Coro, agree. Keep anyone supporting what our country is fighting out of USA. We have plenty doctors here in the US. Stop bringing in potential terrorists. Ooh. Coro said we must hire legal US citizens, not outsiders. Andre Edwards says, which is smart, I think. That's what he said, which is smart, I think. Angels Among Us 214 says, as they should. What else we got here? We got the troll, I don't give a F. Kick her out, didn't kill anyone. Letting her stay, might, I don't give a F. What happens to her? Regardless, NGL. Okay, Batty Lynn, they can search their phones. Are they going to search our phones next? When you're going out of the country, they can. When you're going into another country, like I said, I don't know, you guys do me a favor when you get a chance. Go watch a clip of Border Wars, right? There's it'll tell you exactly what they can do. Because basically it shows you, especially when you're going into a foreign country. Like the UK is like that. You go there with your passport. Okay, how long you plan on being here? How much money do you have in a bank account? We want to see it. Yeah. Who are you staying with? Do you have a job lined up? They ask you all types of questions like that on Border Wars. Y'all ain't see that before? Go check out Border Wars. Y'all see what I'm talking about. What else we got? Kirsten said, I would love to leave my state too, but I'm telling you, I'm living paycheck to paycheck on supposedly middle-class income. Oh, you think we all ain't? Huh. I'm gold leader. Batty Lynn, they already searched our phones. Snowden exposed that. SES said, be smart, use a cloud. All right, y'all. Y'all see what it is right here. Y'all see.
Person for the Department of Homeland Security said a visa is a privilege and not a right, and quote, glorifying and supporting terrorists who kill Americans is grounds for visa issuance to be denied. Dr. Alloway's case in federal court has been continued to later in the month. At Logan Airport, Louisa Moeller.
Yeah, but she's already back in another country, so that's not going to help her. They're not going to bring her back, and a lot of these things seem like they're happening over and over again. Just like the gang members that were sent back to Guatemala and Venezuela, right? They said the same thing. They're already in the air. We can't bring them back. You know, stuff like that. And now she got a case over here, but she's already back. So what's she going to do? Try to keep on going, seeing if they re-allow her back in? It's just a very serious situation. It seemed like those images that were on her phone could have been definitely too much for them to handle. Then she did say that she went to the funeral. So that could mean as if like she's paying homage to this person. So that's a very bumpy road right there for me. I have to be honest with you guys. I don't know what I would go for. They don't care about us unless we're farmers. Kirsten said that. You in NE? What's NE? Is that that's a good one. What's NE abbreviation for? Help me out with that. Also, last but not least, we got some information right here with Trump. He's going to be talking about a lot of different stuff that I want you guys to see. This is our president right now, bringing us up to speed on Doge. He's bringing us up to speed on the judge who ordered the fired federal workers to get rehired and much more. You guys do me a favor. Y'all appreciate the content. We rocking. We got a lot going on right now. Double tap that screen, hit those 3 buttons, and get those likes up so we can let everybody know that we here. Appreciate you guys for appreciating me. I want you guys to see this coverage right here. Trump is taking us out, letting us know what's going on with Doge and much more.
My interview with President Trump. Moving on to Doge, Judge Theodore Chuang is a federal district court judge in Maryland, has ruled against the Trump administration's efforts, Mr. President, to shut down USAID, ordering the government on an accelerated basis to basically reinstate the agency's statutory functions. Your reaction to this development?
Look at the fraud that we've caught. We've caught so much fraud, so much waste, so many employees that never showed up to work, and we have a judge from a very liberal state who ruled like that. So bad for our country.
So I guess they closed the department. They're going to have to reopen
we'll
the department.
We'll be appealing it, I guess. Not I guess. I guarantee you. We will be appealing it. We have rogue judges that are destroying our country.
Well, do you believe that at this point, given the totality of these lawsuits, it's a cavalcade of lawsuits, that your administration could be further hampered, your agenda could be slowed down? They're throwing monkey wrenches at you with these judicial rulings.
Well, we have to go through an appellate process. That takes a long time. We have a judge that...
Do you have time?
We have a judge...
That's the point.
We have time. We're going to be making a lot of money because of tariffs. The good news is we've got it on... We're going to very soon be on an even keel. We're going to be taking in a lot of money. The Trump card, the gold card, whatever they want to call it's okay with me. Whatever's going to sell better is fine with me. It'd be nice to get a piece, but I don't get a piece. Okay, I get nothing out of it. All I do is want to make this country successful again. We're taking in tremendous amounts of money. We have car companies that are building here who...
Do me a favor, you guys. I'm going to ask very nicely. Let's try to get those likes up to 80. We got enough people here in the building. We got 170. It's going to be real easy to get those numbers up to 80. I think we got at least about... Hey, we only need one more like to get it up to 80 for me to leave you guys alone. Hey, we got it at 81. I'm leaving y'all alone. Let's go.
6 months ago, we're going to build in Mexico massive plants. They're building them in the United States. We have Honda is going to Indiana. We have them opening up in Michigan. It's amazing what's happening.
But for federal judges, district court judges, to order a sitting president to reinstate fired employees. You're the chief executive officer of the United States. You order that these agencies be reviewed.
Fired employees, many of whom didn't even report to work, many of whom were scamming this country. And you see the same thing. I could read them off, and I did during various speeches. I read off deal after deal after deal, all big scams. And we have a guy that wants to make a name for himself. You know, in many cases, they're just grandstanders. They want to make a name for themselves. So we'll appeal it, and hopefully we will meet with reasonable appeals. You know, I've won great cases on appeals.
Yeah, well, some of maybe people weren't fired, maybe they were temporarily put on suspended. So we'll see how this plays out. But he's very unhappy with what happened at USAID.
Well, he shouldn't be. You know what he should do? He should really look at where the money went. They don't ever want to do that. You know, the Democrats always talk about, oh, our Constitution's been violated. The one thing they never talk about is, where did these billions of dollars go? They never want to look, because when you see where the money went and the scams, you don't even have to see anything. Just look at the heading and the scam that they've created. And a judge like him will never look at that. They'll just...
Yes, it's just like, it seems like to me that when it comes down to turning those planes around with those gang members, this right here, there's no win situation for the American people when it comes down to this. What is this judge thinking when he says overturn and bring these people back to work? I got to be honest, though, there were a lot of veterans. I don't know if you guys know this, but over the weekend, there was a big rally and a big there was a big crowd out there in Washington that were basically going against Trump. They were not happy with all of the layoffs and everything that were happening. But when it comes down to stuff like tariffs and things of that nature, I don't think that judges should be able to step in when it comes down to trade. I also don't think that judges should be able to step in and interfere with things like, now the job thing, that's one thing. But I've never ran to a judge and said, my boss fired me, can you help me? You know, I don't understand that part. You either you're fired, you go unemployment, and you're out of there. And another thing, I don't want to work where I'm not wanted. If I'm already fired, I'm not going back and fighting for no job. Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to find a way to fire you down the line anyway. And it's not secure. It's not job security. But for the people that have bills, they got mortgages, they've already got children in school and things of that nature, I can understand those people. They always said that government is a very safe and sound job. I understand why now. It's very hard to hire, hard to fire government people, and they're very secure in their positions. Plus, they make a lot of money. So that's another thing. Andrea said, "Can we get 100 likes?" Kirsten said, "The Cornhusker State, man, SES." Oh, okay, the Cornhusker. I think she said New England. SES. Good point. BS value. Nebraska. Okay, that's right. Okay, Nebraska. I love Nebraska. I need to go out there and get some calmness. I need to get myself out of New York. I need to come to Nebraska. I'm Gold Leader, an appointed official being as powerful as a high elected official in the nation is just insane. He's totally out of line. And you just said that I'm Gold Leader. I think you're right. How in the hell is this person able to stop what's going on against the damn sitting president? The head executive, he can fire anybody he wants. It might be messed up the way he do it, but that's his job. And he told us that's what he was going to do. This is crazy. Y'all do me a favor. Let's get those likes up. We got more with this right now. We're going to wring the rag out. It's not that long, but I want you guys to get everything because he's bringing us up to date on everything that we covered prior. So let's go.
Say, oh, you want to, it sounds so nice. USAID, isn't it beautiful? But it's a whole big scam, Laura.
Wow.
And a judge like that is so bad for our country.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether you're able to shrink the size of this government. Every Republican president has claimed a desire to. Even Obama said we have to find waste, fraud, and abuse. But you're actually doing it, and the judges are trying to stop you.
We're doing, by the way, we're doing it at levels never seen before.
Lunatics are setting fire to Teslas all across the country. Another horrible incident happened in Las Vegas last night. The FBI is on the scene investigating, and there's an ongoing investigation being led by Pam Bondi. In what you've seen so far, do you consider what's happening an act of domestic political terrorism against one of your allies?
So Elon is a patriot. And again, I hardly knew Elon until the, election. And he turned out that he liked me better than he liked these radical lunatics that were around him, better than Kamala, better than Joe, because he's an intelligent person. And he backed me, and he went, and he got very much involved. He thought, he actually would go around saying, if Trump doesn't win, our country is over.
But do you consider this an act of domestic terrorism?
I think so.
Why?
I think that if and when they catch the people, and I hope they do, the good thing is they have a lot of cameras in those places, and they've caught some already having to do with that. I think that you will find out that they're paid by people that are very highly political on the left.
Meanwhile, it's because of Elon Musk. Everything he did with SpaceX, that those astronauts stranded for 9 months, they're finally coming home. Mr. President, your reaction to what's unfolding?
So when I came in office, I said, Elon, we got to get them out. You have a rocket ship handy? How many people have a rocket? And Biden left them up. He abandoned them. We could have done this sooner. But Biden didn't want to because he was embarrassed by what happened. So they were up there. They were supposed to be there for a few days. They were there for many months. And now they're coming back. But think of it. Elon's able to do that with his genius. And you have people that hate it. And I really believe these are people that hate our country. It's a big problem. But they don't.
We got more, y'all. Just want to make sure y'all appreciate the content. Let's get those likes up. Somebody said, let's get those likes up to 100. I agree. We got much more with this. He's still going. Want you guys to show me that you appreciate it, though, because I ain't been here since 6 o'clock for no reason. Got to get those likes up so more people know. We want to get this channel popping. Also, we're that close to 30,000 subscribers. Come on, y'all. Let's do it as a unit. This is our bottom line. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for sharing. And thank you guys for subscribing. Let's keep on going. I don't like holding up content.
There aren't so many of them. There are many more that love our country. And they love our country now more than they have maybe ever in their lives. There's never been a movement like MAGA, like America First, call it whatever you want to call it. This is the greatest movement in the history of politics.
What's the next stop for the astronauts? Are they going to be coming to the White House?
No, they're going to, number one, they have to get better. When you're up there and you have no pull in your muscle, you have no gravity, you can lift 1,000 pounds like this. They have to get better.
Acclimated.
It's going to be a little bit tough for them. It's not easy. They're up a long time. And when they do, they'll come to the Oval Office.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
All right, y'all, that's it. That was that. And we got the whole rag wrung out. We found out about what he felt about Biden's son. You already know that this is a wrap for their coverage. We know what's going on with Joko Hochul. They're still in negotiations, but she has the pipeline on her side. He's got the congestive pricing on his side. And she wants the congestive pricing. He wants the pipeline. Pete Hegseth basically broke down and tell you guys what's really going on when it comes down to this fight. It was all blah, blah, blah. It wasn't even real. Vladimir Putin, you already know. He's saying, if you guys want us to stop this war, y'all going to have to stop supplying. The West is going to have to stop supplying Ukraine with weapons because we got them surrounded right now. That's the only way that he has agreed to end the war. Hopefully, like somebody said in the comments, he does stick to his agreeing, because before, over 12 times, Zelensky did say that he's backpedaled instead of doing what he said he was going to do when it comes down to Vladimir Putin. Okay, guys, we back in the comments. Kirsten said, have a good day, everybody, even if we disagree. That's what the channel is about. Even if we disagree, we have a platform to come to talk and speak and get our words out. And we talk about pertinent things that's going on currently. Yes, we do have the JFK link in the description today. So if anybody wants to see the JFK files, the link is in the description. Also, like always, money, 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 money. We got those surveys in there today too. Over $450. Yesterday was $1,500. There's still room in yesterday's surveys too. So if you guys want to go and see if you can get that $1,000 survey, you still have a chance. In the description today, we got surveys. We got the direct link to what? To the link to the JFK files. Also, like I always tell you guys, this new promo that we have coming up right now is called Show Your Talent. This is going to be in the 5 boroughs: Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. It's a talent show, a multi-level talent show involving who? You. If you have talent, if you sing, if you dance, whatever you do, if you cook very well. I don't care if you can make a mold or a bust. You might be the singer. You might be the one winning the $250 for your borough. And then moving on to the finals to win $1,000 at the Show Your Talent show. There's a link in the description. Also, go over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. It's always on the headers. You guys are always going to be able to see www.drinkbigdrip.com. Hit that. Go in there, fill out the application. If you guys want to be a part of the talent show, you'll be able to win $250 if you're the winner. And then you stay around, and then next thing you know, you come to the finals and you win $1,000. We like to try to put money in each other's pockets. We understand it's a hard time out here right now. So instead of giving back to a celebrity, I'd rather give the money to my consumers and to us because we need it the most. After we do New York, we're going to Detroit, we're going to LA, we're going to be in Miami, Atlanta, and all of the other states that actually are forecast states. And I will be doing this from those states. Got to find a TV to put behind me and a way to figure it out. But once we hit the road, we will be mobile, and I will be doing the bottom line from different states, bringing different information, different news. I might even run up on a couple of people. If I go out to Detroit, Batty Lynn, you're gonna have to come out. New York, Marielle, you already know I'm coming up to the BX, so y'all gotta come and check me out. Certain people that I know where you're at, we definitely gonna link up because that's what we do. Have a few drinks, have a few shots, go live together. It is what it is, you guys. I can't do this without you. I could show videos all day, but without you, there'd be no comments and no content. I'll just be talking to myself. That's why it's important for me to have you here as my co-host and let you know how much I appreciate you guys. So with that being said, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Again, going over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. That's 2 G's and 2 P's. Go on over there, fill out the application if you're interested in being a part of the talent show. Also, make sure you go in that description for 2 things today. Get some money off them surveys. Plus, if you're interested in getting the link to the JFK files, you already know we already got that. We already talked about that, and we got that lined up. You want to see the Epstein files? You got to go back a couple of videos. You hit the link, and the Epstein files are there too. That's how we do it. We keep each other informed, up to date on what's going on. And I can't do this without you, straight up and down. I appreciate you guys. This is going to be your last time to hit that like button. Like I said, we're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. We are that close. Our numbers are really good for the month. I'm happy that we're doing good. And I'm trying to make sure that we bring good content and great information to you guys on a clean and non-biased level. So with that being said, y'all already know what it is. You could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So till tomorrow, get 'em!